Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gorgeous, the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum to all of you. So today what I'm going to upload in my lecture is to complete the book exercise. So today's our objective of biology is to uh, complete the MCQs of the chapter number 1 and chapter number 2. So today we will cover all book exercise MCQs of all starting two chapters. Basically, our book exercise is not only based on MCQs, but it includes fill in the blanks also. So we'll complete it today. The chapters are Introduction to Biology and Solving a Biological Problem. So let's move on towards our docs, in which I have placed all the book exercise. So this is the chapter number 1, Introduction to Biology review questions. So first of all, we have encircle the correct answer. So moving towards on our first, that is a localized group of organisms that belongs to the same species is called a, you have to select any one of them. So they are asking that what is the localized group of organisms that belongs to the same species. So we'll go on to the definition of biosphere, community, ecosystem and population. In these all, in biosphere is the surrounding life of earth that is based on layers. Okay, or coming towards the community, community is not is the answer to the community is not the same that is given. For example, we can say the members of different species living in a specific habit are called as community, we know, but they are talking about a localized group. While checking an ecosystem, the ecological system, we can say in which it's something in which communities always depends upon their non-living environment. So this cannot be also while going towards the option D, population, they are saying that population is really a population is a localized group of organisms, or population is something like in which all the members of a species are living in a specific habitat. So the correct option will be population, because biosphere is the part of what where life exists. Why no, the options will not be the ecosystem, biosphere, community, but the correct option will be population. Sorry. So moving towards our second option, that is increased quantity and quality of fish production. Obviously, there is given a name of fish, so the correct option will be fish. They are talking about fish only. So in fish, we'll take the option that is option number A, fisheries, because in animal husbandry there wouldn't be the fish production dealing, not in farming, because it's a farm production daily and poultry, and while not in forestry, so the correct option will be fisheries. The study of remote past organic life with the help of fossils is only called the taxonomy. In taxonomy, we actually in taxonomy we actually don't study the remote past organic life, while taxonomic is the species occurrence of species. The correct answer will be paleontology, not entomology, because it's not the dealing of cell or structure, not history of cells. Histology will also not be the correct option, will be paleontology. Option B. Laws and techniques of physics are applied to explain the living processes of life. So the we can say the join or combination of physics is always with biology to explain the life processes of life. So the correct option will be biophysics. Choose the incorrect statement from the given. Choose the incorrect statement. We have been given we all are being given the incorrect statements that are part A is six elements such as CHON, S and P. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, I mean, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, and phosphorus are the basic elements of life. Basically, the we have to choose. First of all, the children do the biggest mistake is that they never ever used to, you know, read the statement. They have been given the question to find out the incorrect statement. Okay, the incorrect statement, and the incorrect statement we have to find among all, but the students take the correct statement, that they just read the first option and they correct it. That's not the reason, no? That's not the correct answer of anything. Basically, we should know that we have to first read all the statement and everything given, so we have to find the incorrect statement among all A, B, C, and D. We have to find number D. Part of what where life exists is called biosphere. This is correct sentence. Members of different species from population. Um, this is, I think, this is correct, incorrect option, no? Because foundation of life is based on chemicals. Yes, is it is true. While we have correct the option of population, let me show you above, because the correct option of this is members of different species from population, because I have told you that localized group of organisms is called population. So this is the wrong information. Then moving towards the part sixth option, that is science of diagnosis and treatment of diseases. Science of diagnosis is dependent upon medicine. Science of diagnosis is dependent upon surgery, and the treatment of diseases is based on medicine. But means both are the linkage of everything. So the correct option will be both B and C. Similar cells combine together to form tissues, as we all know. Scientific name of frog is Rana tigrina. Option B. Select the correct sequence of biological organization. The correct statement is from atom. The molecules are made from molecules. When molecules combine, the cell are formed. The cell combine together to form tissues, and tissues combine and they form an organ. So the correct sequence will be part C: atom to molecule to cell to tissue, and then organ. Volvox is a polyphyletic genus of green algae, red algae, brown algae, none of these. We have studied in the note of Volvox, and we have written in this that Volvox is a green algae, polyphyletic genus of green algae. So the correct option will be green algae, option A. All of the MCQs are finished. Now time uh, to move onward towards the fill in the blanks. Basically, what is inside the fill in the blanks? This is not clear, I think. Is clear. Techniques for manipulation of gene to achieve desirable characters are called dash. They are asking about the field of biology in which the techniques of manipulation of gene is required. So the correct or the field of biology is called the biotechnology. biotechnology. Fill in the blanks number 2. Distribution of different living organisms in different regions of the world is called dash. They are again talking about a branch of biology. So the branch of biology in which the distribution of different living organisms deal is called biogeography. Biogeography is the correct option. You must take on the sorry, you must write the biogeography in this blank. Part of agriculture for the development of new varieties of plant and their fruit is done in which field of biology? The field of biology is called horticulture, which is added in our new book recently, is called the branch that is added is called horticulture. So horticulture is the field of biology. Okay, bioelements considered as vital for life are dash in members. They are talking about the total bioelements. So the total bioelements are 16 in members. So the correct answer is 16. Okay, then members of different species living in specific habitat are called dash. The community is something in which the members of different species are living in a specific habitat. So here we'll write community. The Muslim scientists who identified many diseases like tuberculosis, meningitis, and other such inflammations was dash. The person who was recently added in our book, and we have studied more about them, was Bu Ali Sina. You have to write like this. Kindly do not do any mistake in the names and in the correct spelling. Do not write incorrect. This will hurt them. Okay. Okay. Part of what where life exists is called biosphere. Biosphere is something where life exists. The part of what we have studied in class 5. You have when you were young, you have studied the layers of Earth that basically include in biosphere. Foundation of life based on dash. We know that life foundation of life is always based on chemicals. Chemical basis life we are on. Okay. Fish is one of the best source of protein. ये हम बचपन से सुनते हुए आ रहे हैं कि फिश खाने से हमें प्रोटीन मिलती है, तो फिश इज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट सोर्स ऑफ प्रोटीन. Okay, radio labeling and carbon dating also show some uses of radioactive. I think, yes, the blank is missing. The correct blank will be radio labeling and carbon dating also show some uses of radioactive isotopes. Radioactive isotopes. Let me write it. Radioisotopes in data mining. In data mining. In data mining. The dash of fossils. The fossils are basically studied by their age. So must remember the option which come with the option that comes with the fossil is will be always of age, because we know that all of the studies include the age of fossils for any further. That's the complete fill in the blanks. This is all the complete we have done. Then let me show you. Let me mark it. This is all the correct options I've done. You can now take the screenshot or you can mark on your books all the review questions and circle the correct answer. And this is all the fill in the blanks. These are all the fill in the blanks. Okay, now moving towards the chapter number 2, MCQs. Okay, these are the chapter number 2, solving a biological problems review question answers. Number 1 is encircle the correct answer. The option or the part 1 is select the correct sequence of biological method. The biological method, the sequence of biological method we have studied before. So in those we have studied that the steps involved in a biological problem was observation to hypothesis, then deductive inductive reasoning, then experiment, then result, then conclusion, and then if it is right, then it becomes the theory, then the laws, then it becomes the laws and principle. So in this option, the correct sequence, now they are asking the correct sequence. In that chapter number 1's review question answer, they were asking about the incorrect statement. The correct sequence is part number C. Hypothesis to reasoning, reasoning to theory, theory to law. Hypothesis is the intelligent guess made by the scientist. Hypothesis, then reason. Hypothesis, the thinking of the scientist, we can say. Then the reason, they take out the reason that why we are having this hypothesis etc. Then if it is true, then it becomes a theory. Sorry, then they become the theory. The theory, if it is true, then it becomes a law. Part 2 is select the odd one. Odd one, जब भी कोई whenever any option comes to find out the odd one, the odd to find among all these is the trick. मतलब आप लोग odd जब भी लिखा हुआ आया करे, तो आपके पास आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कि वो जो गिवन ऑप्शन है ना, हमेशा उसी में से odd इस्तेमाल करना है आपने. ऑड का मतलब ये है कि 4 ऑप्शन अगर दिए हुए उसमें से कोई 3 एक दूसरे से लिंक कर रहे होंगे. The 3 will be relating from each other while the 1 will be odd from that. यानी आप लोगों का उसमें कोई काम है नहीं, उसमें फिर भी रख दिया. दिस इज कॉल्ड लाइक दिस. अब इसमें ऑड थ्योरी है, मतलब आप इसमें ऑड आपको पूछ रहे हैं कि इसमें से कौन सा है. थ्योरी, लॉ, हाइपोथेसिस, रेशियो. थ्योरी, लॉ, हाइपोथेसिस हमें पता है बायोलॉजिकल मेथड्स है. बट व्हाट इज दिस रेशियो? इट मींस द रेशियो इज ऑड in among all these biological methods. So the correct option will be part D, the ratio, because it is the odd among these all. Part number 3, field of research that examines mathematical representations of biological systems is called dash. Sorry, what happened? Field of research that examines the mathematical representation of biological system. The biological system's representation is always done with a mathematical biology. So the mathematical biology part B is the correct option, because it is that field of research that examines mathematical representation. Because they are asking about भाई इसका आंसर तो ऑलरेडी ऑप्शन में गिवन है ना कि मैथमेटिकल रिप्रेजेंटेशंस का बायोलॉजिकल सिस्टम के साथ रिलेशन. So the relation of mathematical with biological is called mathematical biology. Okay, so the part 4 is biological method involves all of the following except observation, proportion, and experiment is the part of the biological method, while data collection is the extra addition among these. So this is exceptionary option. Okay, so the answer is part A, data collection. Part 5, scientific reasoning moves from specific to general. Specific to general means, for example, specific or shark, oh sorry, shark is a fish. I'm talking about the specific term. ठीक है? Specific बात कर रही हूँ मैं कि all fishes, all, sorry, shark is a fish. This is a specific thing we know. अब इससे हम जर्नल जा रहे हैं. जर्नल का मतलब ये है कि all fishes have scales on their back, while or shark has also scale. भाई जर्नल बात हो गई ना, सबको पता है कि स्केल्स होते हैं बॉडी पर, शार्क्स के, फिशेस के, तो शार्क के भी होते हैं. सो दो इस ऑप्शन का हमारे पास दो चीजें होती हैं, इंडक्टिव रीजनिंग और डिडक्टिव रीजनिंग. इंडक्टिव रीजनिंग में हम स्पेसिफिक टू जर्नल जाते हैं और डिडक्टिव रीजनिंग में हम जर्नल टू स्पेसिफिक आते हैं. मतलब वो जर्नल टू स्पेसिफिक नहीं आते, वो इफ देन स्टेटमेंट हम कहते हैं, इफ देन स्टेटमेंट होती है वो. सो द करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज इंडक्टिव रीजनिंग. Quantitative observation is the use of quantitative, matlab quantity. They are talking about quantitative observation. It means they are talking about the quantity. The quantity is always measured in equipment. So the correct option will be equipment, because we can only observe the quantitative things through the equipment. Okay, part number 7 is equation stating that two ratios are equal. The equation that states that two ratios are equal is always called the proportion, because proportion states the two ratios equally. Option B. Part number 8, the comparison of two values is called the two values का comparison. जब हमारे पास टू रेशियोज, जब प्रोपोर्शन हमारे पास टू रेशियोज स्टेट करता है कि वो इक्वल है, तो हमें हमारे पास कंपेयर टू वैल्यूज का कंपैरिजन हमेशा रेशियो ही कहलाएगा. सो द करेक्ट ऑप्शन ऑफ पार्ट ए इज रेशियो, सॉरी, ऑफ पार्ट 8 is option A, ratio. Part number 9, what is a hypothesis? A hypothesis is an intelligent guess made by a scientist, but they are talking about or they are saying you to pick out any one option through these given options. So आपकी बुक में भी यही given है कि a verifiable observation is called hypothesis. Verifiable observation कहलाती है hypothesis. So the correct option will be C. क्योंकि because part A the same thing as an unproven theory. This cannot be, because if experiment is not satisfactory, or experiment is went wrong, then is unproven theory or proven theory. Then although part C is the correct option. Part 10, in data organization, which method is mostly usable? Data organized करते हुए while organizing the data, they are asking that which method is mostly useful. The method that is too much useful for us to organize the data. Ratio basically, ratio is something like comparison of two values. We don't need a comparison of two values in the data organization, but the mostly usage things are table and graph. Both the table and graph are correct options. So the part D is both A and B is correct. Because ratio का हमारे पास कोई need नहीं आता ना mostly. यूजफुल नहीं होता ये हमारे पास डाटा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में. रेशो हम लेते हैं जब हमें जरूरत पड़ती है, एट द टाइम ऑफ नीड. बट टेबल और ग्राफ हमारे पास लाजमी हमें चाहिए होता है डाटा को ऑर्गेनाइज करने के लिए. नाउ मूविंग टुवर्ड्स द फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स. लेट मी शो यू. Part number 1 of fill in the blanks. A problem solving approach of biology and other sciences called dash. So they are asking about the method. They are actually talking about the method that we use or we apply for approaching to we apply to approach the uh, to approach for solving a biological uh, uh, प्रॉब्लम. ठीक है. सो बायोलॉजिकल प्रॉब्लम को अप्रोच और सॉल्व करने के लिए जो अदर साइंसेस यूज करती हैं, वो क्या चीज है? वो एक ऐसा मेथड यूज करती हैं जो कि बायोलॉजी में इस्तेमाल हो. तो ऑब्वियसली दिस विल कॉल एज बायोलॉजिकल मेथड और साइंटिफिक मेथड. बायोलॉजिकल बायोलॉजिकल कॉल्ड बायोलॉजिकल और साइंटिफिक मेथड. बायोलॉजिकल और साइंटिफिक scientific method. Okay, part number 2, solution of biological problem starts with dash. Biological problems first step is to observe something. So the solution of biological problems that starts with observation can come on the option of observation, because we have to first observe the given problem. In biological problem, observation is the correct option. The key component of the scientific process is dash. The key component, they are asking about the key component. So the key component is we can say intelligent guess made by a scientist. That intelligent guess is called the scientific process. It's called the key component of scientific process. So the intelligent guess made by a scientist is hypothesis. hypothesis. Scientific reasoning based on if then statement is called dash. अभी हमने previous अपने MCQs में पढ़ा था. Previously we have discovered in MCQs that from journal to from his in inductive reasoning we have studied that it moves from specific to journal, so we can now we should know that the statement that is based on if then is moving from journal to specific. Am I right? So that journal to specific statement includes if then statement. So that is called deductive reasoning. Deductive reasoning. Final step of a scientific method is developing dash to develop the conclusion, because in the final step the scientists developed the conclusion for becoming that problem a law, the solution a law. So the correct answer is conclusion. The uniform or constant fact of nature, virtually an irrefutable theory is dash. Basically, they are talking about the last biological method, that is law and principle. The uniform or constant fact of nature means if the theory is correct, then it becomes law. If the theory is not correct, not proven, we can say, then it becomes then the process going through the again first step, that is to find observe the thing carefully and find out new hypothesis. So conclusion is right answer. The uniform or constant fact of nature, sorry, the uniform constant fact of nature virtually irrefutable theory is called law and principle, because there is a complete, we can say, मतलब हमें एक चाहिए होता है लाजमी हमारे पास कि अगर ये होगा तभी ये लॉ और प्रिंसिपल बनेगा, अदरवाइज नो. ओके, वंस यू हैव डाटा यू मे नीड टू परफॉर्म डैश. जब डाटा होगा तो ऑब्वियसली हमें उसको एनालाइज करना पड़ेगा. तो एनालाइज करने के लिए हमें उसको एनालाइज करने के लिए हमें वो मैथमेटिकल ऑपरेशंस चाहिए होंगे. तो mathematical analysis is used to perform once you have the data. After having a data, you have to perform mathematical analysis. Mathematical analysis. This is the one part. Okay. The equation stating that two ratios are equal is called proportion. Ratio is comparison of or comparison between two values. Basically, you have to write TWO2. The not in Roman, not in Roman or not in maths value. You have to write in English value. Okay. In English, two values. Ratio is comparison between or of two values. The cause of malaria is plasmodium, because if plasmodium is present in in the malaria patient's blood, then it is the cure. Then it is the basically cause of malaria. As we know, the malaria patients have plasmodium in their blood. The chapter number 2 has been finished. Now completely, I'm going to show you the complete docs of my book. Now you can see all the correct options given. This is now completed of completion of our chapter number 1 and chapter number 2 book exercise. Although we have studied whole chapter, we have covered whole chapter also. Now the remaining is of chapter number 4. Further on, and chapter number 3 is also remaining. Further we will study onward. Till now, I would like to say thank you. Thank you so much, and Allah Hafiz. Till now, take a very good care of yourself and the people around. Allah Hafiz.